Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. Today we're going to talk about the If Anthology books. As far as I know, these are the four that exist. They come from Alterna Comics, and they're anthologies. You have works from lots of different writers, lots of different artists. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. This was a request from Jackson Zelda on Twitter. Boom. You can see right there. Some of these things I already have reviews for on YouTube. Like, I'm pretty sure I've reviewed the sci-fi and the crime anthology, maybe the horror one. I don't think I reviewed the superhero one. So let me just start flipping through these and talking about them. So we'll tackle content first, and maybe along the way we'll talk a little bit about size. I mean, they're kind of small books. They're like manga sized. This one, 2015, you can see on the spine, is sci-fi themed, and there's some forward-thinking, difficult kind of questions asked in some of these things. There's one story in particular. Some of it's like just kind of crazy space adventure stuff. But some of them ask like some tough things, like this one story here shows, I think this is the right story. Yeah, this is the right story. This one shows like a world where humans rely on their machines to do their thinking, to do everything for them, so they do what the machines say. And then the machine figures out a more efficient way to do things, and humans have to go do it. They willingly do it. They can't conceive of a world where they wouldn't go do it. There's a lot of cool looking art in some of these things. Like this is just an awesome piece, right? I really like this If Anthology book. It's kind of short. This is maybe 100-something pages. And it was $15. I don't regret purchasing it at all. Awesome. It's a great read. If you can get a hold of one of these, go for it. Now, much thicker is the sci-fi one. This is like 3 times the size of the sci-fi anthology. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. Unfortunately, this is probably the weakest of the anthology books. It was also maybe the hardest to get. I ordered this from Amazon. The seller had like one left. And you can see it's like kind of scuffed here, rounded corners. Like it's not in great shape. Same cover price, $15. Huge. But kind of the downside is I don't think I could tell you like a single thing that happened in this book. Before I started doing this video, I sat down and I thought, should I reread all these? And I was like, you know what? If I do that, I'm probably cheating you because you want my opinion. And if I don't remember the contents of the book, that tells you pretty strongly what my opinion is of the subject matter. I didn't care for this If Anthology that much. It's also, I think, the rarest one, the hardest one to get. You might want to check it out for completeness' sake, but I don't know that I really found it to be that great of a read. To be sure, I'm sure there's some like cool stuff in here. I just don't remember a single bit of it. Even bigger. This is probably my favorite of them. It's the 2017 book. It's crime themed. It is even thicker than the superhero one. It's gigantic. There's lots of great stuff in here. One of the early stories. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, it's basically a car chase. Have you ever seen the movie Ronin? Congratulations, you're basically reliving it here. It's awesome. It's fun. It's simple. It's straightforward. Lots of violence. Cool stuff. But there's all kinds. Like crime is very diverse. So you have bad people doing bad things, good people mixed up doing bad things. You have some scary stuff, some action stuff, some drama, some intrigue. It's all in here. Whatever your particular thing, you can find something that might just tickle your fancy. Also, there's this. There is some reprinted material. This is a chapter out of Rebirth of the Gangster, which I have the graphic novels of right over here. I've met the author, C.J. Standel. Pretty cool guy. I've met him a couple of times, actually. He lives in my neck of the woods. It's a very intense story, and this is a pretty good introduction to that story. Like, it's a good sampler to lure you in. There's all kinds of stuff in here. There's different kinds of art styles. There's one I'm trying to find, and I'm afraid I'm having to. I should have like took one of my little flags and stuck it in here so I could find it for you real quick. Oh, here it is. Like this. It's like you're just looking at some very serious stuff, like right over here, and then you flip in here and you get this. Lots of different art styles, lots of different writing styles. It's a journey. It is absolutely a journey. It's also $15. If you can get one of these, I absolutely highly recommend getting one of those. Sadly, I think the 2018 one, Horror, kind of let me down a little bit. Like, that crime one was par excellent. par excellente. Horror's a little bit smaller, still $15, I do believe. Yeah, that's what it says. I don't know how anybody made a lick of money on these books. Like, there's just not enough cash to go around. There's certainly some mood, some scary looking stuff. All kinds of icky things happen in this book. I think I just didn't like it quite as much because I find horror in comic form to be a much harder thing to pull off than like the tension of crime, the foreknowledge you get in crime. Like, you know something bad is going to happen because it's a horror story, which kind of helps prevent you from getting too attached to the characters, or at least it does me. I don't have that same problem with crime. Still, $15 is a pretty good read. If I remember, like, I ordered this one from Alterna directly. I think I got this one from Amazon. This I think I bought at a convention. I either bought this or it was one of the Fubar books. And then this one, my shop man actually ordered it for me because he's like, oh, this sucker buys anything that's got that, I'm putting my thumb over it, has that Alterna logo on it. And he's right, I do. If you're in the mood for more anthology fiction, there are the Fubar books, which are Alterna related. See right there. As far as I know, there are 4 of them, and they vary a lot by quality of the stories in them, and from book to book, like just the kind of quality you see. There's some cool stuff in it. Where's the Bowery Boy one? Yeah, it's like Butcher Bill and his gang in New York fighting a gang of zombies. Like, there's all kinds of absolutely crazy, crazy ideas in here. This one's all about like the Pacific Theater in World War II. This is like modern zombies. This is like zombies throughout all of history. There's some really good stuff. I think I've done reviews of several of these. You can check those out if you want. And now the issue of like absolute size, right? Here's a modern comic book size. It's actually thick, but we're not looking at that dimension. We're just looking here and here. So you can see, that's how it compares. This actually fits in a manga-sized box if you have any of those from BCW. I bought one to try it out. So it's the same size as a modern manga. I have older manga that's just like a 1/8 of an inch bigger, and it's really annoying because they don't fit in that box. And if you know what a Alterna graphic novel size is, these anthologies are just a bit smaller, like that. So that's the physical dimensions of the book. As for what I can recommend, man, I can definitely recommend the sci-fi one. I can definitely recommend the crime one. The horror and superpower ones, you know, that might be to your own taste. So you all take care of yourselves. I'm still reading Crisis on Infinite Earths, so I can do that review that I was requested on BitChute. I'm working on it. I promise. I just got to find time. And time is an absolutely, absolutely precious commodity. If you have time, cherish it while you can. Until next time, you all take care of yourself. You have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and bye-bye.